Okie dokie. Off we go. And then because I'm starting early, a bit, not a ton, but because I'm starting a little early, I figured I'd squeeze in another one of these, like, playtests for the playtest group thing. Thinking either this or this, just because this one says roguelike. This one just kind of catches my eye. Maybe this? I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it muted my sneeze at all. Dang it. Okay, maybe this? This reminds me of a Jam game I played. I don't think it is, because they had a different aesthetic. Or well, because it had this stage with this kind of like cartoony graphics, but it was like kids putting on a play or something. Yeah, okay, so this is not the same dev. Oh, so I guess I should also find the dev on the Discord so that I can say, hey, I'm trying the game. Since they also asked for playtesting. I am looking for Stage Fighter Tactics. Oh yeah, okay, so so there's a couple of these. Okay, there's a few of these that I've not only seen on the Discord, but also seen for this playtest thing. But that doesn't help me here. Because there it is, right next to mine. Okay. Okay. A board game. See, I've never messed with this. This feels like a button I should mess with. Is it a itch thing or is it a web player thing? Feels like it should be an itch thing, but I don't actually know. Okay, the committee has spread the words regardless of your background. The fighting pageant welcomes everyone from the city of Navalia. As long as you can appreciate others' fighting prowess, you are invited to participate in this event. Why? It's been not even 5 minutes. The ads haven't even started. Yeah, okay, now the ads are thinking about starting. I'll finish reading this and then I will let the ads run. You, the player, will participate in the fighting pageant as one of the residents of Navalia in this card battler. Master the unique turn-based on time. Master the unique turn system based on time frames. I'm so used to seeing turn-based and throwing the system in the middle. Okay, master the unique turn system based on time frames. Calculate your risks and exploit your opponent's hasty decisions. Explore a range of playable fighters with distinct play styles, each of whom has their own unique moveset and mechanics. Here's the base principles. I will be utilizing web platforms to gather interest. The main testing activities will be through a Steam playtest with PvP enabled. I will build one character at a time and collect feedback along the way. Scale the project is flexible and depends on the amount of interest. And then while development continues. Okay. So there's 3 fighters. It's got some amount of stuff. And all that's TBA. Okay, and it's ad time anyway. And then the question is, can I full screen it? The answer is so rarely yes, because it... Okay, and then speaking of full screen, there we do that. And then we go on break because of ads. Oh, so that didn't piss off the emote drop that time. Neat. Okay. Board game me. Oh, after. I am no longer dripping in gold. Dripping in gold. There we go. This. I pulled it up a few times. This one. There we go. English, because I don't know Chinese at all. Welcome to Stage Fighter Tactics. I'm in charge of hosting your games. You can call me Assistant. So. How about playing a little bit in rehearsal mode under my guidance? Sure. I would like a tutorial. Almost thought that was going to be a rhythm game. I was like, am I ready for a rhythm game? Basic gameplay. The goal in each act is to bring your opponent's HP down to 0 with your attacks, unless otherwise specified. No effect or status are carried over between acts. Each fighter has something unique to help them reach that goal. You can check out their profiles in-game or in the lobby. Unless otherwise specified, your attacks can only hit your opponent at the spot right in front of you. Luckily, your reposition cards will always be available to use them to move into a good position. The combat system is based on time frames. Each fighter performs one action on each time frame, and each move consists of a sequence of actions. Queue up the action sequence displayed on the card on your timeline. Which one? Starts can't be discarded, not replaced after playing. Move forward by a step. I probably want to move within melee range, so yes, sure. I mean, I was gonna say you didn't hit me because you couldn't reach. What's the joke about the nuns? Wait, like a streaker ran up and flashed some nuns, and the first nun had a stroke, and the second one couldn't reach. There we go. Ha! I beat you to the dad joke before you could do it there. I win. Trigger a parry, stun your opponent. Well, you're about to attack, right? That's what this is indicating? An upward attack parries against a downward. And this is a downward attack parries against an upward. I don't have any attacks, and you are attacking, so... I want to just stand here, right? Is this... Or is this like a dodge? No, move backward one step. Move forward one step. How do I move into your range? Because if I move forward, I get hit by that, right? Well, okay, let's just test that. Yes, I do. Okay, now let's take a look at some other cards. You draw a new card every time you play one of these. You draw a new card every time you play one of these as you go to... Okay, that was a long sentence. Queue up the action sequence displayed on the card on your timeline. Discard a card unless the card has a lock. Queue an action on your timeline and draw a new card. And the opponent is not doing anything right now. 3 attacks in a row or 3 damage? Deal 1 damage to the opponent. And there's a 3 downwards. And that's 3 downwards because they're the same thing. Follow up is 3 attacks. Adds yellow against something. Or guard. You already hit me. I don't think you're going to do another attack. What is this and how much energy do I have? I have so much energy. Okay. Whenever your current time frame is empty, you need to play or discard a card to determine your action. If the time frame is empty on both sides, the player with the closed icon on their time frame acts first. Acts first, or... Okay, wait. On this time frame, this fighter lets their opponent make their decision first if neither of their actions are determined. Makes their decision before their opponent if neither of their actions are determined. Okay, I'm thinking this is... You get to... Yeah, okay, because... Yeah, that's what the eye is. You get to see what the other person is doing. No, that makes sense now that I think about it for a moment. Okay, the dummy is... A thrust attack. Does not parry against any attack. I guess I just want to guard. Because I can't really... moves forward, stun +1. That's what the yellow is. Okay. And then deal the damage to the opponent. That's a lot of health. Okay, why is there both purple and stun resistance +1 and then block 1 incoming? So there's two different resources there between damage and block. And there's also the movement positioning thing. Oh, and then these are gain stamina at a certain interval. Okay. And this moves you forward. Okay, yeah, moves you forward and deals damage to the opponent. So I was worried about moving. And you are not doing anything? No, I'm attacking first. And then they're seeing what I'm doing. But because I have a stuff like this that lets me move forward and attack, means I could possibly backstep. And they're going to guard and upstrike, and I dodge because I move out of the way. But then what just happened? Getting out of the way of attack or dodge in places. In place under certain conditions. I don't know why I keep... It's because of the way the separation of the words there keep throwing me off for some reason. Okay, so move forward and then stab you. Or move forward. I still have some amount of stamina. Maybe we try to increase my stamina. So that was good on my part, bad on my part. Parry up, parries down. Thrust parries thrust. Oh. And then a super thrust parries nothing. To up parries down. You did... That doesn't say who's who. That just says whoever had their turn first. But I had my turn first, and now I'm having my turn second because it's alternating. So, on my turn, I did a downward thrust, and they did an upward thrust. Yes, okay. I did a downward, they did an upward, and parried. Which is a bit of a bummer, because I thought I was being all cool backstepping and then stepping into the thing. But because of this, I could try that again. So... parries against a poke. These just hit no matter what. So... let's try another backstep. You hit me first. Okay, well, I got past the thing that it can't be hit. Okay, no, or I'm just second on this list. So I'm seeing what their last thing was. Which was a block, but I don't think that's going to change what I'm doing. I'm still just going to stab you. And then they're going to... because they blocked it. Block 1 incoming damage. Now, where does it say on you? how much block you have. Or maybe I'm not supposed to know that. So they're about to do a down strike. If I have something that does an up strike, which I don't, those are both down. But this also adds stun against the circle. Recovery. No effect. Time frame spent recovering from the impact of your action or being stunned. Well, okay, and I can't parry that. Maybe again we do the back step. No, okay, your action came out first. And then you're doing a thrust? Meaning I'm gonna run into the thrust? And this doesn't parry or anything? Yes, we both ran into each other's thrusts. So you're blocking, and now... Stunning allows your attacks to stun, weaken stun on yourself. Where does it say how much stun is built up, or how much block is built up? Or maybe it doesn't. Okay, so stun resist plus 1 and 1 damage. You just blocked. Which I guess it's not a great time to attack them. If this is a fighting game, if they're blocking, I need to catch you while you're attacking and then like parry or something maybe? I don't have a ton of stamina. This just stabs through whatever blocker. Sure. We'll just use up the stamina. And then that was fast or something. So. Very tired today. Have a good evening and a sleep. Sounds good. Wait, that's your introductory message? Is bye, go to sleep. But hello, goodbye. Have a good rest. Now you're gonna make me tired. Now I'm gonna think, oh, it must be 8 o'clock at night. No, it's 6 p.m., not 8 p.m. Okay, but that's the move. Stun resist? Let's do a stun resist, I guess. So you're about to do a down strike. And I just don't have any up strikes. These are downward strikes. Except, you know, you're going to do the downward strike, right? No, these are simultaneous things. I'm going to get hit with the downward strike. But they're also going to get hit with whatever I do at the same time. So we could both downward strike each other. We'll just probe again. Yeah, okay. So now I don't know what you just did. Oh, you did your thing that you're doing. I don't know what you did. Let's just block. Okay, but that was not using up your stamina, unfortunately. Nothing seems to be using up your stamina. Well, I see that you're doing that, but that means I'm going to get hit by that unless I can parry it, but I can't because it's not a parryable attack. So I'm just going to get hit with 1 damage, but I can backstep. 2 damage? Okay, but that is... So that's upward, parries against downward. Parries against, meaning I don't want to do that. I don't want to block and just waste the stamina, though, either. We're just going to stick with what I was going to do there. Now I can block? Maybe we just start using up these. We're just going to wail on you with these. Since that seems to be working for you. Okay, so if I have a stab, I could parry it. I do not have a stab. Oh, I can't parry it. Or, well, okay, yeah, that's the one thing you can actually kind of fully respond to then, right? Well, no, yeah. No, okay, so that, yeah, I was gonna say it does let me block it. But I'm using up all my stamina again. Sure, we just got some more stamina, but it uses up the stamina. I'm not waiting for the stamina to come back. Well, at least it's doing 3 damage, but I think it's also because it's pretty easily parryable. I don't know if the stun resist is helping a ton. Did you not do anything? You didn't do anything. You just did recovery. Oh, well then let's follow up then. We'll just punish you for... I'm just gonna keep using up my stamina. Okay, upward. Problem was if I do a downward attack, of which I had some downward attacks there for a bit, that they get parried. Yeah, all of these use up some amount, except this one. I do have the upper hand stamina-wise, so might as well just keep pressing the attack. That's not a super stab. Man, I just had one that was not... Okay. Let's do... when a fighter gets down to their health down to 10 or less, they enter last stand, immediately draw an extra card and recover some stamina. In addition, while in last stand, add damage to all actions when assigned attack directions. It may not be the key to turning the tides. That adrenaline can do wonders sometimes. Yeah, okay, and I don't have a ton of stamina. And then you're about to power up, yeah. And really hit me for a lot. This feels like very even right now in a way that's... I still don't have the upward. And this parry? Parries against downward. So then I can parry that. Yes, okay. And then can I press that advantage in some way? Did I get some stamina off that? I'm more even in stamina. And this adds stun against recovery. That's if I knew if they were in recovery. Oh, okay, so then I can just pick the one to go against that. Okay, these are also to match up with my rock, paper, scissors. How about we guard then? That's a super stab, meaning we both get hit. Or rather, I'm gonna get hit no matter what. So how about you get hit no matter what? Yeah, okay, that had 5 damage. So then can I just poke you for the 3 damage? With one of these? Oh, you're in recovery. Wait a second. This is adds extra stun against recovery. Aha. Yeah, you did it. You'll need to do this 3 times to win a regular match. Oh my goodness, okay. Let's get out of here instead of a real match. Although I say oh my goodness simply because that felt like a lot, but... also, that's my first game, so that was going to take a while anyway. I will just stick with the riot shield guy, I guess. Has some offense, some defense, some control, and nah, nothing on the other. Tons of burst. That's kind of fun. And then a little bit of everything with a lot of insight stuff. Okay, no, we're gonna stick with just the basic character. And then do I actually need just a bot match then? Yeah, because those are on Steam only. Okay. Why is there a little crown there? To the death. Okay, there we go. Now I can choose a fighter. Well, we'll try somebody else. This seems like a very complicated character. And I probably should not be trying this, but we're gonna try this. So yeah, okay, you can modify your deck of cards. I do wonder if this has got some, yeah, we'll try this one then. You can be the opponent. But I know it's... Oh, for some reason I can remember the name of the guy. David Serlin made... Fantasy Strike? Wait, did I get that just off the... Did I just remember that? Fantasy Strike. Okay, wait, that's... I'm mixing them up, aren't I? Yeah, okay, this was the beginner fighting game thing. But did he make... Yomi! There we go. Yeah, Yomi being the card game. Fighting card game kind of thing. Yeah, so I do wonder if this has some... That's a interesting set of pictures to do basically the same piece of art. 2 pictures in a row. Unless that's just explaining that that's what happens. Is the art gets bigger. Okay, so let's finish the fight. I need to move in. I don't know if you're gonna move in, so we just advance. And you also advance. Okay, we're both next to each other. Add stun if I'm the guy, which I am the guy, or if I have 3 or more of something. It has some movement, some stun. I always forget what the purple is. Stun resistance. If it's against those, set the motion to that respectively. So just counter, I guess? If I'm the guy, adds movement. If I'm not the guy, I retreat. What's this other one then? But if I might be the guy? I want to be the guy of the movie, the game, the musical, on ice. That's move and... Oh, approach. Yeah, okay, so you block. It would have been nice to use last time, which had I read it, I think I might have been able to. Oh, but I'm not the guy. That's a different eye symbol. Insight. So I guess once I have a certain amount of insight, this is... Okay. But that is, if I am the guy, then I block. Also, I could have just used that to move up, too. Well, then maybe we do that. Because that'll move me back, and then I can... But you also had to move up? Or you just moved? You just moved, that's all you did. Okay. Well then, we're still gonna do one of these. And... got parried, okay. Or that's what... Meaning it just automatically gets parried? I thought... Or I was parrying their attack. I don't really need to worry about approaching. I haven't used up all my stamina just yet. If I have insight, how do you gain insight? I have gained no insight. I know nothing. I can see what they're doing, or they can see what I'm doing. They can see what I'm doing then, right? Meaning this adds some extra block. I still am not fully getting that system there. Did I... It seems like it... What happened here? Okay. Is foresight or something? So I just waited a turn and then I could remove a recovery from the sequence if I have some insight, of which I don't have any insight, right? No, but this is saying if you have 3 or more insight. It's a different kind of eyeball symbol, though. I'm not understanding. How about just some damage? Add block for each insight or a bunch of block if the eye is open. If blocked all damage, add some... okay. If parried, attack again. What is that symbol? Because it's not this. They're clearly distinct symbols. Remove a weight from this sequence. Remove a weight from the sequence. Ignore all block on opposing action. Yeah, okay, so I just wait for a while. Oh, can I backstep and then block something? No, you just happened to decide now was the time to move forward. Did they get stunned? Or did they waited to get stunned? Why did they also wait? Because they should have been hitting me while this was happening though, right? If your last action was a wait, which I guess it was, remove the weight from the sequence. So, okay, you're in recovery, meaning I just want to attack you as much as possible because somehow you got stunned. How long does the stun last? If I have some stun, I can get... I still don't know how to gain insight at all. Okay, and now we just start clicking, because I am not gathering what this symbol is. It's really what it is. I just don't know what the secondary open eye symbol is. Because I can clearly match this one up with this. And I can clearly match this one up with this. But I cannot clearly match up this with anything. And that's a core part of the character. Should I have read a little more about how this character works? Manage your insight, pile, and presence status. Some action impacts depend on the foresight and hindsight status. Manage your insight pile and presence status. When you actively discard a card, place it at the bottom of the insight. After a time frame resolves, if you have 5 insight, obtain presence. If you have no insight, lose presence. When present, draw from the insight. If your opponent does not have presence, you always have the secondary move. Okay, so now, how do I discard it? I just right-click it. Okay. So you moved back. I don't actually want to approach. I just want to discard the card. Except it's going to go into my pile. So I do want to discard the approach, I guess. So this is me waiting. Okay, that's why that symbol kept popping up for the other characters. And that's where they're getting extra actions and stuff. I have to get all the way up to 5? I have to discard 5 cards. If the last action was wait, remove it from the sequence. Oh, if I already waited on the last action, then this one gets removed, and I can just immediately do a poised slash. So this helps me when I'm discarding cards. So both of these are if you discarded a card, then you don't have to wait an extra turn. Okay. I don't know how your Bernie mechanics here work, but collect momentum and spend them on special moves. When you stun your opponent, gain fire. When you are stunned, lose fire. Or momentum, rather. So you're in recovery frames, which actually gives me a good time to add some more insight into this, of which I want to add that because it has presence. So you were about to hit me with that. I mean, I can't block that or anything, but I can... If I'm in presence, if blocked all damage, then add some stun. Okay, if present, remove the weight from the sequences. So it's just discard a bunch of cards. It's back up and discard a bunch of cards to then gain enough insight and momentum to do your stuff. Okay, you're gonna hit me for a lot anyway, and I have some health that I can get rid of. So get my insight up so that I can get the mechanic. You're fully landed, push back one step. Okay. Well, I'm already on the edge, so... All of these have presence. All of these require some amount of stamina, maybe? I don't remember if I... Yeah, okay. I have some health to play with. So now I have the presence. So now I can use this to do something like this. Which that's a... Oh, okay. So there's the symbol that says I did enough of the thing. Could I scooch myself over a little bit? Yeah, probably. It's probably way too late for that now. It's way too late for that now. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. If parried, gain momentum. So then instead, we're just gonna do this. If I'm the guy, which I am the guy, but you can't parry it anyway, so... Did I draw from the inside deck, or is this... how do I... Oops. How do I... Oh, close. Okay, now if I have insight, I can do some extra damage. This adds up... It doesn't really matter positioning-wise, because... And then I drew from my insight, but I still have the presence. So this is I can also press the attack. This is... Adds a lot of stun. But this is the insta-parry. If I'm the guy, I'm not the guy. So I could remove the weight from this to then do the downward strike. And ignore all block on opposing action. Which doesn't have a bunch of opposing action block or whatever. If I block everything, I'll try it. So you just discarded a card or startup or something. And then, yeah, okay, I am drawing from my insight now. Well, you're on startup, so I guess we just hit you as hard as I can. You're on recovery still. I still have presence, meaning it adds to my attack. And then if I'm not the guy, meaning it adds a back step. That doesn't really matter. Ignore all block. And they just got a stamina boost because their health got lowered. We'll just try that. It removed one of them. You got stunned. Okay, so then I did enough attack to stun you. Now am I the guy? No, because this had an extra action, so I still don't have this. If closed eye, I do have the closed eye, but you are stunned, so I just need to be pressing the attack. I don't really have a good amount to do that. Okay. I think I sort of figured it out. There's a lot going on. Yeah, see, this is like, I almost would do the, like, 5 of an icon, or not, the other way around, instead of doing 5 of an icon, that this is, I don't know, because then you would have 1 foot, 1 stun, and then 4 sword. But these also look really busy when it's one, like, this many icons. And then also this much icons and stuff. And it definitely does the fighting game thing of like, in this situation, here's this. In this situation, here's this. In this situation, here's this. And it's a little easier to... Oh, I have to do 3 of these? 1 fight was good enough. I don't want to do all... No, I'm good. I did 1 tutorial fight and I did 1 fight. That was enough. Although now I know how to do this is to just discard your cards at the beginning. And also like do a backdash. Yeah, so like here, I'm the closed eye. I can do the backdash. I didn't use the card. I just discarded it. Yeah, okay. No, I'm good. That was good enough. I want to get onto my own things and... oh, and then let's click all of the things here. Cool stuff. Follow here. Hoop hopper. I do like me some squares. Okay, all the links have been clicked, I believe. Okay, really cool stuff. Kind of a lot. I guess I sort of did throw myself in the deep end trying to learn 2 characters at the same time, sort of. And there is just a lot to learn, but I think I figured it all out by the end of it. Yeah, no, and it's all pretty polished and stuff too. Okay, let's just refresh, make sure that's going. Okay. Then we can do another one of these another time. So now we're just doing tooltips. Speaking of making the game easy to figure out and easy to read and easy to do. Especially because it's one of those many things that I have partially implemented. Is tooltips. Oh, I guess I did... Was the score pop-ups, were they working? I have the really bad habit of like, let me get everything partially done and then go back and fix all the bugs. It's like, maybe I should do one thing fully and then move on to the next thing and then the next thing. Or, like I said, I can half-ass all the things and then... okay, so yeah, how... Now you're consistently doing that. What is... You look like you're lagging so bad now. What's with these absolutely awful performance issues? Yeah, I did do some slight tweaking to get it so that it, yeah, it puts the... When it scores a pair, it puts it in a different spot. Okay, so when the performance issues are not happening, it works, but I'm like, I don't understand where the performance issues are coming from. This is not that graphically intensive a game, right? I don't feel like it's got like too much going on. Oh, and that's, yeah, I keep holding off on the, like... I guess I do need it to kind of, like, shuffle and deal the deck of buttons kind of thing. But I kind of partially have the tooltip done, so I kind of partially want to finish it, too. Yeah, because I have it here. And then, does it follow the mouse? Yeah, okay, so it does that to at least stay on screen. But no, it doesn't really follow. Well, yeah, I guess it does follow the mouse. Well, okay, it's just that it's not... It's in one quadrant of the screen, but it's not... Oh, I feel like I offset it from the mouse partially for a reason. I don't know what that reason is anymore. It's almost an hour. We'll go a full hour. Also, musica. Okay, so if I look at the tooltip, is there an offset? Okay, so why does it seem like it's slightly offset? So, what are these? These extra numbers seem a little suspicious. Like they should be variables that I can mess with, not just floating around in the code like this. Okay, because my suspicion being, if I get rid of this plus 100, and if I do like a, I guess negative 400, that'd be adding to the negative? Or, okay, so if I get rid of that, what happens? Because I think ideally I want to get rid of the offset. I don't know. So we hit play. Aha. Yeah, okay, so now on this part of the screen here. Yeah, so on this half of the screen you're not offset. And then on this half of the screen you are. Yeah, it just doesn't work there when the mouse overlaps it there. But it works everywhere else. Just looks a little awkward there where the name is getting overlapped. Okay, so maybe I could maybe push it just a little. Okay, so actually wait, like if I do, so if I add 100, I got rid of the added 100 here, and then if I add 100 here, and yes, then I'll go back and make them all variables here that I can actually mess with in Unity, because that seems like the smart thing to do. Do I want to be a smart boy? I used to be a smart boy, and then I became a man, and then I got dumb. I am not a smart man. Yeah, because I was in the, like, talented and gifted and stuff. I was technically, like, a smart boy, and now I am a dumb man. But what is it, like, all men are dumb, all men are pigs or something? Which I think that's a confused way of looking at humans and animals. Or maybe I should just really say that it's disparaging to pigs. Because I think pigs are cool. Speaking of the, like, all sorts of animal content on my Instagram and TikTok and stuff, it's got a, what is it, Merlin? The pig? Wait, it was at 200. I set it to 100. And then that didn't seem to be... to 150. Although I'm probably going to break all of this when I set the camera canvas to be not the, like, buttons floating around, but the buttons actually scaling. Which I guess I could do that now. I could break like everything and then go back and fix all of it. I think there's a part of me that likes the cleanup aspect of like everything's broken. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and fix everything. Oh, duh. That's how big the tooltip is. Okay, so now I want it to be offset by like 5 or so, just so that this does not overlap on the mouse. Yeah, okay, so now it puts it exactly on each of the corners of the box. Okay, now we need a variable here for here. Okay, so this gonna be that again. Actually, I was watching some other VTubers today doing game dev, and nobody else tried to match it with the music or rap or anything. So maybe that's a unique thing. Okay, so what was I? Offset, I guess. And then again, I was watching somebody sing while doing stuff, so maybe I'm just kind of off though. Okay, so I always wanna put the. Okay, so unless it's minus offset on this side. Okay, the vertical seems to be perfectly fine. And then, like I said, I think I want to mess it up by messing with the canvas. And completely redoing the canvas and the canvas buttons and breaking everything that I've already done. That offset is not a number. You can't just think of the number and then Unity knows what you're trying to do. The tooltip, but I want the prefab version. Well, I guess I could just do this, and then I could just do that to make sure that it attaches to the prefab for the tooltip. Okay, so 5 just ain't enough, and it needs to be negative. Okay, so I do that and do like 15, something like that. And then, like I said, I could break it, although I kind of want to. I went the wrong way. Okay. I don't think I changed it to 15 either, so tooltip, I want to change it to 15. Then I want to go the other way with both of them. Like when I was playing some more grindstone and they hit me with the this song. Now I gotta pull it up. But it's funny, I easily got stuck in my head because there's just like a handful of notes that this song does at the beginning that are just like, it hits so hard. Wayslayer, that's the one. Yeah, I find it so crazy that people are like, Wayslayer is not their favorite track. Because when I get hit with the track, I'm like, that's the track, man. Yeah, there we go. Because it repeats that just over and over, and it's so good. Now, could I repeat this for the rest of the stream? Yeah, kind of, sort of, maybe. Am I gonna do that? No, that wouldn't be a good idea, though, bro. That's the other problem with this. So, then I end up trying to rap, even if it sounds like crap. And I always gotta do that same rhyme. And then something about crime. The secret ingredient is crime or something. Okay, so now I gotta attach it to here, so when you hover over that, then it goes like that. It says what the thing is. Yeah, really, do I need it that big as a tooltip? Nah, but I really want to test it as that big, just... as a test. Do I know how to repeat it on Bandcamp? I don't think so. I don't know that there is an easy way to do that either. And then it repeats. I need to add a tooltip to this. And it's really just gonna be the one. Because I don't... well, and then is it gonna be the tooltip object, or is it gonna be the tooltip code here? So, I don't really know, because, well, then again, so, it's gonna be when it gets hovered over. Do I have a thing that says when it's hovered over? Do I have a thing that says when it's getting hovered over? Yeah, that used to be easy when I had that other input stuff, but that's not gonna be the case anymore. So, yeah, pressed. Nope. 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 Oh no, I have an on pointer enter. Okay. So we can bring that back. So, on pointer enter. On pointer enter is where it's really gonna need to give the game manager. So we're gonna make that an action then. Then I gotta look at this when I forget all of this stuff again, as always. So. Probably just pass your information, and then on hover. Or I guess on, what's it called? Enter, and then exit, or pointer enter. Because then it's on hover. Not really a thing. Oh, it's been over an hour now. We're still gonna use the... Oh no, I could have muted the yawn. I could have just kept it muted and muted the yawn. Oh, it's because I sat down. That's why. I sat down. Okay. 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 So now I should probably listen to... No. I should probably listen... Nope. I should probably listen... Nope. I should probably listen... Nope. Let's go... Okay, now... Where am I doing this? Obviously when it gets pressed. Oh, let's see, wait. I went to bed at a good time and then I didn't fall asleep at a great time. So this is on hover. Damn it. 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 It's stuck in my head again. I listened to this though, that's the thing. It's like I listened to the lap, all of those. Let's clock in. It's so wild to me. I played this for a bit, literally exactly 5 years ago. And it's only 5 years later that I fall in love with the game and buy the soundtrack and play the hell out of it. Although, it is grindy. It is very much a mobile game grind kind of thing. I just wanted to see all of the bosses, and then they're like, here's 15 levels, and then here's 15 filler levels. Then you can finally fight the boss. Like, I don't think I needed a full 30 levels. Yeah, with 100 creeps each on a 49 space board. Okay. So the game manager tooltip. So what else did tooltip have in it again? Set name, set description, skill points, stuff I don't need. So skill points, max skill points. It might also be like a scoring thing or something. I don't need that. Meaning you're gonna yell at me about these. Yeah, but that was for a different game and a different structure. Okay. And the skill stuff can go away too. If I want that stuff, I can pull it from that other project. Which I don't need it, clearly. Fade out is supposed to make it... It's supposed to make it disappear though, right? If it's supposed to be fading out on start, then it should be... Right? What does the animation look like for the... Nothing. Oh, you don't actually have to fade out and fade in animations? I didn't pull those over? Oh no, now I do have to pull that up? Wait, what? Did it? This 19 days ago. I don't know when that was, but... Are you just hitting Phil with a miss you? Because I'm pretty sure Phil has been long gone. Or rather, Phil XD dev. There has been another Phil to replace the quota, I guess. I really should not be dragging that around. I did not mean to do that. Okay. Well, okay. I don't know why I'm doing that either. Because all I gotta do is go over here and go to here and a Unity icon. Neat. A full box one. Okay. Everybody does like a full box. Yeah, okay, so here, assets, and then animations. I didn't add a fade in and fade out, did I? Well, yeah, it would have picked it up had I done that. So now I gotta go find Theory Crafter from, however many years ago? Was it only 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago? And a Godot. I would say get out of there with that nonsense, but that is the direction I want to head, though, is some Godot. And Pagodot? Oh, a Godorly, okay. Other way round. The words are mashed up in a different order. This was a mistake. I shouldn't have listened to the song again. That's gonna be me for the next, like, couple hours. It's just, dun, dun da da dun, dun, dun da da dun, dun, dun da da dun, dun, dun da da. And then it just repeats and repeats and repeats. I was definitely singing that, yeah, because Little Big has some, like, genuinely good songs that I like a lot. And they've just been doing some real... I don't know, it feels very... lackluster. I don't know, it's... because I'm like the opposite of try hard. It feels very... why can I not think of the word? Yeah, because I think I saw a song, like, recently that was... Because they're, like, short, too. They're, like, short, like, very meme kind of songs. Repetitive. They're also, like, very simple, very repetitive, very just dumb. I was gonna say, this 4 years ago, this one I thought was pretty good. I think these aren't too bad. But I think it's stuff like here where they get into the just like repeat the same words. That's just it. It's just lobster pop star, lobster pop star, lobster pop star. Yeah, I'm a motherfucking hardstyle fish. And then they just repeat that over and over and over again. Okay, but it was 5 years ago that they did tacos, 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 tacos. But it gives you a sense of the lyrics being simply tacos, 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 tacos. Is it really, why does it seem like the music is so quiet? Okay, I just need a little bit of this just to remember exactly what the... Yeah, there we go. That's, for some reason I had that... Oh, there is another word in there. It's not just tacos, 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 tacos. Okay, then they hit you with the tacos. Okay, and then tacos, 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 tacos. And then they just repeat that pretty much ad nauseum. But I made tacos for dinner. Did they win Eurovision or something? I don't know, but that is how I found them. That is how I found Little Big, was because of their Eurovision from whenever. But then I listened to a fair amount of their discography, and they've got some good stuff in there. Yeah, when was that year? Because that tells me exactly when I started listening to them. Yeah, see, but this is one of those ones that I went back and listened to that and was like, this is incredible. I love that song. I don't know if I really want to play the music video right now, because it... very suggestive while also being just very weird. This doesn't really say when they're, yeah, because I know it's on a different channel where they have the Eurovision thing, but I thought it pulled over somewhere. But yeah, this last year of music has been pretty meh. Well, and I guess this, the YouTube thing here saying, like, yeah, nobody is really cared either, views-wise. Okay, I am reaching that time of, it's not even 7 o'clock. Okay. Did it pick it up? It did. Okay, cool. So now, if I hit the button, so I didn't even need to pull up this other project. I like pulling this one up, though, because this feels like I almost got, like, more polish in 2 weeks that it's taken me to do in 8 months, but... Oh, yeah. For some reason, when I updated the Unity version on this new computer, Yeah, okay, it is because you're hovering over these. Meaning I might need to move that tooltip even further from the mouse. Like it is here. Yeah, but for some reason it is not showing the board. I don't know why the board got ruined on that, but okay, I don't need you right now. Okay. Rico. Dagnabbit. It's just gotta be the most repetitive stuff is the thing that's stuck in my head right now. So now if I hit play, does it automatically fade out? And then does fading it out also hide it? Oh, I thought it said it automatically fades out. Yeah, okay, so I do need it shifted just a bit so that when you're here... Okay, so it could probably go back to where it was. There's a reason I did the thing like I did. Twice as much, maybe? But yeah, the Little Big Eurovision song is pretty dang good, too. Okay, so... maybe just a little more. So you can fully ignore that it's... maybe, I don't know. Definitely works out if you're putting it on the middle there, though. Okay, that's looking a little more awkward, but that's okay, whatever. Okay, so now I need the... Oh, like I said, you should be fading out though, right? Because it fades out at the beginning. Not fades in, fades out. But does it make it disappear or something when it fades out? Yeah, I don't know if this is an artist I would want to use as, like, the person for my game soundtrack. Because, I mean, obviously they do game soundtracks with Grindstone and Morsels and Gun Show and stuff. Although, I don't know, it would almost make sense, because I'm like, Gun Show is kind of ending up a major inspiration for the, or not Gun Show, other way around. Grindstone is ending up as kind of a major inspiration, and then Gun Show I absolutely loved as well. That was like my game of the year last year, so... Which I feel bad I haven't played more, but I kind of... When I lost on like literally the very last turn of a hardcore run, it was like either the boss dies or I die, and I died. That kind of killed it for me. I almost want to say it was something like the boss died at the same time I got bounced into some fire and died. And it just was kind of like... I could do that again. I think I'm good. Okay. So, you don't have a thing when you fade out, though, right? Fade in doesn't do a thing. Fade out doesn't do a thing, but I feel like it could. Like if I just kind of slap one of these right here and make it clear that it should be kind of disappearing. Oh, this is the methods I can do. I can't do set active false. I can't make it disappear itself at the end of this. Seems unfortunate. Oh, but then, let's see, so UI. There we go. But yeah, okay, so it is fading out. And now I'm like, oh, I do want to look at the code for that other project. Dang it. We're not pulling it up again right now, though. Yeah, okay, because the tooltip is on the game manager, so then... And since I already have this piped into the game manager, so it's just a matter of when the button gets hovered, then the game manager will feed that info into the tooltip. So now, where's the on something or other? Where's the actions? This is the subscribing to it, I guess? Okay, so then we do another one for the button. For on hover. On hover. Oh, and then I don't have a button hover, I guess. Yeah, button pressed, so button hover. Also, thank you for the deep breaths there. And then I naturally did a posture check when it said deep breath. Oh, and I'm doing a stretch instead of a... I've been better about doing a little, like, back stretch before going to bed. I think it staved off the back pain. And it's one of those, like, duh, that's why they say stretch and exercise. Yeah, but it's just because I spent that 1 year doing a lot of exercise, and I think I still had some lower back pain. And then the stretching and stuff was, I don't... Was this scared? Yeah, scared. Yeah, you're good about actually using emotes. I don't think I've hardly ever used, like, an emote of any kind. Yeah, it's good that I have a couple different... You have the jail one? I love that one. But, I don't know that there's too many good uses for it, necessarily, but... I very much wanted to try to bottle that energy of the Walter White meme of him screaming in the car. Because I feel like that's apt for a stream. It's like, no, stop! You're drawing on the wrong layer! Although I don't have the kind of... I don't have the Twitch chat that would be zipping by that fast. Well, you gotta go in a different direction. I didn't realize you could do that. Oh, horizontal flip. Oh, interesting. Yeah, like I said, I don't use emotes, so I didn't realize there was even a possibility. I feel like I have a few different, like, emotes that I entirely could. Well, and a snore and a sleep. I know you're just kind of going through all of the emotes that you have, but I ain't that sleepy. I'm assuming you're trying to add some Z's, but we'll also take it as just you're hissing at me instead. Yeah, well, to you too. Is this like the hiss from Alan Wake? Yeah, I watched a friend play through that, and I don't know. It's still those narrative games. They're fun to watch, but I'm not too keen on playing them. Like, and I think it's because it's narrative that it's. It does feel a little bit more like, okay, let's do just a watch through of the narrative. Yeah, they did a little bit of a playthrough of Goodbye Carol or something like that. Really interesting, like, Disney looking game. But then watching the gameplay on that, I was like, I'm very glad I'm not playing it, because it does not look... And then even after getting into the game a bit, it was like, the gameplay is pretty rough on this one. Okay, by Sweet Carol. That's what it is. Yeah, they're not Z's. They're S's. Yeah, that's why I did the hiss. That's why I did the S's for the hiss. But yeah, kind of crazy that somebody made an entire, like, Disney-esque game that looks very like a Disney movie. But it's just a bit of a bummer that even just watching it, I was like, this looks janky. This looks... It didn't look fun to play. It looked fun to watch. It looked fun to... Well, because it looked like it had, like, some somewhat interesting puzzles and stuff. But it looked like there was just a lot of, like, oh, here's a QuickTime event. Oh, here's another QuickTime event. Oh, here's another QuickTime event. Oh, here's some platforming where you have to press the button to get up a platform. Oh, and then press the button. Oh, and then press the button. And then it looks so much like a movie that it gives off so much of, like, this could have been a movie. This should have been a movie. Oh my goodness, what have you done? SG. Oh, with the shades. Like shade glasses or something? Oh, you can't do like a flip and then do the shades, can you? I didn't realize that was the thing. You could just add it to an emote. Now, okay, so that tells me why people do a certain kind of emote is because Twitch has it built in that you can just add sunglasses. When was this? Was this year? Oh, this was recently. This was as of October. Okay. It looked interesting, but it looked clunky. And then it was like, oh, here's some clunky stealth mechanics that aren't working entirely. Here's some platforming that looks like it's a little obnoxious and stuff. Definitely ambitious, even if it, like, for me, didn't fully work out and stuff. It's reminding me a little bit of, like, South of Midnight, where it looked... The narrative looked really cool, but then the gameplay looked really rote. Like, the gameplay looked pretty dang basic. Although that was a case of, like, basic, like, AA kind of gameplay. Although they did do a fun inversion of the, like, character squeezing through a gap. Because they did a couple of the regular, like, okay, here's a character squeezing through a couple of, like, planks or something. But then they did one that's like, here's a character squeezing through a bunch of bodies. It was like, oh, that's a fun difference. Okay, so tooltip. Animator? Or, like, fade in? Or, like, active? Or, like... do I have something like that? I have set name, set description, fade in, fade out. I do have fade in, fade out. So fade in. But after you do tooltip dot set name to button. The button has a name, right? Yeah, button has a name. Don't add the game object in there. You're close, but you keep... I don't know. It's one of those things of, like, is it me doing bad code? In that, like... Or is it just... It's just guessing in a way that's not helpful. Oh, I don't have a description on the button, do I? It probably should be a thing. Maybe. Or are all of these different things? They are all different things. I'm realizing I might need to space them out a little better. That is kind of like a Let's see, so name. No, okay, the name was something else. Okay, but there's no description on the... Okay, you have a number and you have a color. That I could probably package up into a description. And I think I will. Let's see. Elytra doesn't happen to have a picture of them hovering over a card, do they? Because that is kind of what I'm looking for, is that kind of tooltip. Do I want to boot up Elytra? I'm a little afraid that if I do, I'll play the game. That's not what I'm looking to do. I just want to look at its solutions for problems. I'm not actually playing the game. They do have a picture of the tooltip, which says, okay, 10 of hearts, and then whatever extra effect it has. And then it's also a lucky card. So I guess they don't really have a description, just this 10 of hearts. There's definitely going to need to be some kind of extra... Well, and it's just because I'm thinking of the Jokers kind of thing, where it says, here's the name of the Joker, and then what it does. But I also want to use the same system for the buttons / cards of like, okay, here's a basic button. Here's what it does. Or I guess it doesn't really need to have a description then. But still, some kind of name. Nah, probably some kind of description. So let's add a... Actually, I don't need to make it... Yeah, it can be private. So a string that is the name and the description. And then the... So initialize the button is when it sets this stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna go here and make it clear that this is what we're gonna put under this. The name is gonna be the number, and then it's gonna be the color. Okay, wait, 10 of hearts, so this would be, I guess, like 6 of yellow. This probably is better as the color than the number. As in, like, it's a yellow 6. Actually, so something like Uno. When they... Do they have a tooltip on, like, the Uno game? Do I want to pull up Uno online, or do I want to just pull up Uno? That's going to give me the actual game, but, like, I guess when you say, like, go fish or something, I guess you're looking for one symbol. But he probably is like a yellow 1 or a blue 2 instead of a 2 of blue. It's just interesting that when you say a 10 of hearts sounds better than like hearts 10, but a blue 2 sounds better than a 2 of blue. Even if you could go with either or. Oh no. A 1-card game. What? But there's Uno already. Also, and then it immediately gets into stuff that's not Uno. They have a garden gnome on here. We're not playing Mahjong. So we'll do color. Oh, and then what is it gonna do for this, though? And then I need a space here. Oh, I forgot this. Okay. So now the name is that. And then here... How about we just don't worry about the description? So the button... Oh. That's not this name. I'm like, no, I listened to the You Completed a Level song so many times. I don't need the You Completed a Level song. Because that's the one that they keep the same. They switch out the song that's in the level, but when you complete the level, you hear the same song every time. It's not bad, but it's, I think, one of my least favorite from the soundtrack. It's the one that I feel like I've heard the most. Get number, get color. I will do a get name. Okay, and then we can plop you into here. Is the button.getName. And then this will be important for when I actually get around to doing those Joker items, those upgrade items, which should hopefully be soon, because that's kind of the next step once I finish all and all I could think of with writing soon was croon, which is like not bad, but there's not too many opportunities to use that word. Kind of hard to rhyme that, so. And where'd the tutorial go? Okay, wait. Do you have a tutorial object? You don't look like you're missing a thing, but this... Okay, so you might have a tooltip. A tutorial. A tooltip object. I actually went back through my previous streams and got some of the clips. There wasn't as much like stuff I was hoping to clip, but there was some clippable stuff. And then I'm hoping to go back through some of the other. It is nice having the just button that I'm like, okay, now I just need to find the time to actually get the clips. But I actually got the clips for one of the big streams. So now I can do it for the other one, hopefully. Where the fluffin' heck is that is the tooltip? Like, way the heck down here? Ah. There we go. So it was not set. And it was probably exploding in the console. Okay, so now we'll see. Is it going to... Probably a hex code if it does show up. And it's not showing up, but it's not exploding either. So, the first question is... anybody want to go on a date with me? It was that realization that it's evened out to about a date per year, but I haven't gone on a date in like a year and a half or so, and I was like, oh no, I gotta go on at least a date. So, oh, you want to go on a date? I don't know that we're anywhere near each other. Man, I'm so bummed that I'm not gonna get to go to MagFest. I'm like, I guess I could maybe grovel for like a ticket on Discord somewhere, but I'm so bummed because I kept getting updates from all the people that I saw the previous MagFests, and it's happening in like 2 days or something, right? Yeah. That's Friday. I think it's Friday to Sunday. It's one of those things of like I missed out on the tickets and then I kind of tuned it out. It's such a bummer. I moved around some of my schedule because I'm like, oh, I want to go to MagFest, and then I didn't get tickets and couldn't go. And then that conflicted with a work deadline, so then I didn't get to do anything. I didn't put MagFest. Bugger off. I put MagFest, clearly. Like Super MagFest. Yeah, but then it was even like, oh, the guy who made Luck Be a Landlord is going to be there. I'm like, dadgummit. Oops, oh no. But yeah, I was just in Too Much Tomatoes stream, seeing the prep for MagFest, trying to figure out like what kind of booth setup do I want to do. But it's just they sold out so fast. It was like, I feel like they were sold out by October, and I was like, I don't remember having a hard time getting tickets before. But oh, 4-day long event. I guess it's Thursday to Sunday then, right? Is that what it said? 8 to 11th. Yeah, Thursday to Sunday. So bummed. You could skip work. Well, see, and that's it's not an issue of, at least like for me, it's not an issue of finding the time. It's an issue of there's no badges and they've been sold out since like October. That's the bummer of the thing. Yeah, and I thought I was on their, like, newsletter. And it's because I don't remember having a problem getting badges previous years. So I just didn't think about it, and then didn't buy a ticket. And now I know that I'm like, because now I'm on their newsletter and everything. So I'm like, when I see this and it says, hey, do you want to buy a ticket for MagFest? I can say yes immediately in September. Yeah, but okay, so if they did this in September and they were sold out by October, then yeah, it was like a month, but only a 5-hour drive. Well, I keep looking at, because I'm in the Discord for, like, the Triangle area, and I'm like, that's a 4-hour drive. I could do one of those someday. I think that's easier to, like, for a convention, I think it does actually make more sense, because that's what I did for the PAX Unplugged. I did the 4-hour drive up to Philadelphia. That was a fun convention too. And I'd never been to Philadelphia either. A little harrowing going completely just by myself on like a 4-hour drive up to just a completely unknown place to go park at an unknown spot and stuff, but yeah, beyond the one last day where the fire alarm went off when I got back. So there was just everybody standing out in the cold because the fire alarm went off at the hotel. That was the only real hiccup that I had for that one. Did I go to Pat's and Gino's to get a cheesesteak? No, I went and... Let's see. I'm like, I may or may not be able to pull up exact photos. I did wander up to the steps. I didn't do the full-on Rocky thing of like raise my arms and everything, but I did see the statue that was next to the Philadelphia whatever it is. Let's see. This was PAX Unplugged like 2 years ago. Oh, it doesn't search tags. It's the one thing I don't like about this journal app. Okay, maybe not the one thing. It's had once or twice where it's... If I started a journal entry on my computer and then don't see it and then start it on my phone, it overwrites it. So there has been once or twice where I've lost an entire journal entry and have to do it again. And I'm like, that's 20 minutes. And then I have to do it again because I goofed it. But then it also does not let you search tags. I think also sucks. Because I can scroll through all the tags, and I have just like so many tags. Because I keep tagging like every movie I've watched and everything. Okay, December 1st through the 3rd. Yeah, the Rocky Steps. Yeah, that's, I'm trying to think, it's the Philadelphia Museum or something? I don't remember exactly what it is. So, December 2023. The 1st. There we go. Then I can do my bad photos of. Here's where I ate oatmeal because I didn't bring much for food. Good Knack is so good. This is one that I saw on the Instagram. This is one that it gave me on Instagram, and yeah, this is the kind of tight, neat design that I'm aiming for with Plunk here, because each of these cards has a certain they have a certain power, and then they have a certain unit type, and then they have their position on the board. But they also have this like stack mechanic where you can put more units on a single space. Hey, I've only really gotten to play it the once because people don't do a ton of, or at least I haven't found a ton of people to do a ton of strategy game stuff with, but. And then I played a lot of prototype board game stuff. Lots of fun. Oh, I had to take a picture of the gnome. And the fact that it's the Borderlands card game. Oh yeah, I brought soup. I just had soup in a can for a couple days because the grilled cheese at PAX Unplugged was expensive. Oh, and I had to buy this one. I think I took a picture of this because I was on the way out the door on that first day. And then it was like, oh man, I thought I did a bunch of laps of all of the things. It's one of those ones I'm very glad I did all 3 days. Yeah, there's a Bomb Squad that I may or may not come back to at some point, but it's just kind of a big idea. Wow, I really needed to clean that screen, dang. Yeah, I don't remember that one much. Oh, okay, so I did get gnoming around. I did pick that one up. Oh, and I got Boop. Yeah, okay, it's because I was making a tactics game and stuff. And I was like, yeah, we'll pick up Boop as well. Yeah, there's me in my getup with the gnome hat and the Borderlands. Oh, yeah, okay, and then there's just more gnomes. Oh, yeah, and they had the, like, very, very late at night, you can playtest your game. So I think I did that a couple of times. Yeah, and I haven't gotten to play this one either. I thought that was a neat, like, goat-based card game. And never really got to play that one either. But that's all I was eating for meals. I didn't really want to buy stuff at the convention place because it was expensive. Oh, and then here's the final. When I got back, I binged on pizza and garlic knots from Paisanos. So yeah, I was getting sick of the soup there too. I haven't had garlic knots from Paisanos in forever. It's because I got rid of Uber, or not Uber. I got rid of DoorDash because I was DoorDashing there for a bit and then realized, wait a second, this is expensive. I think it also helps that I moved to a place where I can just walk to a restaurant. And not only that, an Italian restaurant. I could just walk over to an Italian restaurant and go buy pizza. So the door dashing some pizza feels less necessary. But yeah, that was a good trip. That was a good fun time. Also, I'm realizing all of those photos I'm surprised I didn't take a selfie of whatchamacallit. Because like I said, I went and stood on the steps there and everything. Oh, that's what it was. That was the day before. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I did have... Yeah, there. I did do a selfie of me at the... whatever it was. The place. Yeah, it was just because it was the day before. Dadgummit. Yeah, I did I went walking around Philadelphia there for a bit. Yeah, I don't know that I got a ton of good photos. But it was nice to just walk around the park and stuff. Yeah, because I went walking along the river here. Like right at sunset. And then I didn't even mean to go find the oh, let's go recreate the scene from Rocky or anything. That was just happenstance because I was just walking in the area there and then saw the statue of Rocky and went, oh, wait a second. I recognize this. That's that one movie with that one guy. Which, yeah, I guess it's somewhere like over here. There's somewhere nearby where they have like a statue of Rocky Balboa. Oh yeah, then I just wandered into like a shop here. Yeah, and I got a gnome to commemorate it and stuff. Man, I haven't had like any of this tea. Oh, it's because I looked at the sugar content on it too, and I was like, that's got so much sugar in it. That's why I like it so much. Yeah, I just kind of stopped drinking tea at this point too. Okay, I am just so distracted reminiscing here. It's also because I ran out of music. It's only 7:30. It's because I started an hour earlier. I'm like, oh, it's 8:30. It's time for bed. No, I started at 5:30. I didn't start super duper early. I don't know what I don't know what I don't know what I don't. Actually, well, this seems like a very good time for a break if the ads are happening and the music is dead and everything. So I will step away for a minute or two. Okie dokie. And the ads haven't ended. I mean, I don't know if you have a good sense of how long the ads run for because of the... If you don't see the ads. Yeah, yeah, you don't see the ads. So... Which, like I said, I think it's... I don't think I can actually purchase Turbo using my stuff I've gotten off of Twitch, which I think is a bit of a bummer, because that is the one thing that I would want to get, is I'm like, I haven't messed with bits or anything, I haven't messed with cheering or anything, but if I could get Twitch Turbo, using the money, well, which is one of those things of like, I guess I could just buy Twitch Turbo and then say, oh, the money that I got off of Twitch is the what I'm using for it, but... I think it's also because I don't watch Twitch a ton. Makes it a little less... Okay, so... It should all be good, except for... Button here is not... doing the on-pointer enter event. So, button... Oh, wait a second. Are you the top level thing? Prefab button. Yeah, okay, you're on the top level. Shoot. So how do I do an on pointer enter with the collider I want to use? Is here. And I don't want to move it necessarily because I do want it to move up and down with the button. And I think there was a reason I didn't want this script on that other spot either though, right? Yeah, you even have a box collider, it's just because it's not... Although I guess I could have the pointer information here instead, and then just have another script. It seems obnoxious. It's because of the grid space and stuff too. No, this is where I want this. This makes sense to have it on the top level. It's just the... You need to have a collider. I am. Oh, and it's one of... also, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh, wait. I remembered.
That's it? That little thing.
Okay, there we go. I guess I did make myself a little bigger since the last time somebody asked, but... Also, thank you for the follow. But since you asked what am I doing, I was gonna go back through the things. I'm trying to add a tooltip on the button, and I need that to be attached to the collider, but the collider, or the script for the button, is not attached to where the collider is attached. So when I try to hover over the button to get the tooltip to pop up, it does not pop up. It does not recognize that that's a thing that's happening. But the game that I'm making this for is a Marble Machine. Well, okay, the full thing is a Marble Machine deck building roguelike. So you have this deck of buttons, and then you're trying to take these series of bumpers to bounce a ball around and go, okay, I scored 4 points there, and then I got a pair. Excuse me, you were supposed to say, hey, I scored a pair. So here, this should... The number pop-ups are new. That is a very recent thing as of yesterday. There, now it pops up with a pair. It's lagging out. So, have I considered adding modifier buttons? If we go look over at my socials, of which I like Instagram the easiest for just popping stuff up, but yes, I messed a little bit with the ×2 there for a bit, but that's the next step. That's all on the list of things here for this. Because of the roguelike aspect of it, I do want to do the and then there is a good amount of Balatro inspiration. So I have to still gotta add the jokers, which I think I might have the I guess I didn't do a picture of the stones, but I have the hex things that are the stones that I want to do as the rune stones, worry stones kind of thing as the jokers for the game essentially. And then but yeah, the deck building aspect is somewhat working here too. Yeah, because even here I had this where you could add buttons, and I have an ability to remove buttons, but I still got to work on this menu. This menu's not as clean. So. And then I've just gone on this complete visual overhaul, because the thing that I showed at the event here was okay, this looks very stiff and dead. And it's oh, maybe let's give these some idle. Let's mess with lights and let's mess with particle effects and stuff. So that's been the big push. But then there's all of this stuff here too. So, but yeah, the tooltip is also going to be nice for. Well, okay, I don't have it working yet, but that'll be for the upgrades. But it's also nice for these buttons here too. So you can see exactly what these buttons are. And then if we look at the concept doc, I've got so many ideas of... Yeah, there's the log list of just random stuff. But, and then here I've got some of the more formalized, No, I guess it was over on this doc. The other game design doc have some formalized things of okay, here's cloning items that make more balls, and then balls that set off other things, and yeah, there's so many ways to expand this. And luckily the core is actually interesting, because I've had many people. Yeah, I've had a good number. Why did you not pop up with the pop-up, you goof? I've had a few people say that this is addicting and interesting, and this is just in this basic arcade-like score attack mode. Not even with the roguelike aspect. The 5 into the 5 is scoring correctly, but you're not popping up with the pop-up, you dumb. Okay. I'm getting a nice collection of bugs so that I can feel good when I squash them all. I put down performance issues. Okay, and then inconsistent scoring pop-up. Although I think this one might be a camera issue in that the clipping range on the camera is extremely small, because that was the only thing that affected the shadows for some reason. Oh, but if you are also a developer, feel free to talk about whatever projects you got going on. I like checking out other people's stuff, and that's what I've been starting the past few streams with, is let's go check out other people's stuff. I don't really want to... Do I know the game Repo? I do. I know of it. I haven't played it or anything. The closest I've gotten is like 2 rounds of Lethal Company. So no, I've not experienced Repo for myself, but I know it's done like numbers and stuff, so yeah, overwhelmingly positive. Which to me, this looked very much just like Lethal Company, but with physics, but people are very excited about Lethal Company, so making a fan game about it, but on VR. Yeah, that's like there was a kid I met like, oh no, it's probably like 10 years ago or something. Who? That's no. Oh. Yeah, there we go. The Obsessive Shadow, who went and made a VR horror game that I have not. Yeah, okay. I did put it in my Steam library, but did not actually play it just yet. Yeah, that is how I ended last year, was trying to play some more of these games from people I actually know. Of which I do want to... There's... very tempted to boot up Slip and Slime again. Because I'm like just a handful of levels away from finishing it. Which I guess I could do, but that's more like a at 8 o'clock kind of thing. Ah, okay, and that's why Pagorli is spamming the stuff in there, because you got it on screen multiple times even. I think it's cut off there. Dadgummit. Yeah, it's like, I don't like seeing the, like, where they just disappear, but you managed to get it disappearing in 2 places now. Wonderful, fantastic. Oh, and if you have, like, a link or something, feel free to drop a link, too. I follow everybody. Like, I click all of the links. If you have a link, I will click it, because I have like way too many sites that I have not. You click links. Have you clicked all of these links? Luke Luck clicks links. Luke's Duck clicks links. Luke Luck likes to click links that Luke's Duck likes. Luke's Duck likes to click links that Luke Luck likes. Yeah, I even updated my Substack. That's in here too, isn't it? I actually did a Substack article the other day. I guess this kind of yearly thing of like, here's my games of the year, but because I said duck, we have to have a random duck pick. That is a random duck pick. It's a neat color for a duck. Yeah, Instagram hasn't given me too much duck content specifically, but I think it's kind of bounced around all sorts of different animals now at this point, so. Having problems with Text Mesh Pro and a transparent plane right now. Interesting. I think I'd have a hard time debugging that in the chat, but I'm also willing to give it a try if you can explain the whole thing while I sit here trying to debug this myself for maximum confusion, which is why I have that emote of all of the question marks because for maximum confusion. So I don't want to do another script. I don't want to attach another script just so that I can get it to feed its information. Because I need the name, I need the information here. But I also don't want to move this collider over to here. Also, how am I doing the collider here? Because that's turning on here. Or at least something has to be turning on the collider, right? Yeah, okay, this. Enabled. When it initializes the button. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter the Z position of the plane, but it's almost always going to be in front of the text. So they get darker. The transparent plane. Well, okay, is this a plane in Unity or is this a UI canvas? Because a UI canvas, that's just a matter of putting the text above the plane. But if it's an actual object for a plane, and then the text in the UI, feels like it should be on top of it. Don't use UI canvas, so it's all 3D. Forgive you for the don't use UI canvas. Yeah, I was like, it's difficult if you're doing UI stuff without the UI canvas. But just put a material with a transparent surface type. Oh, there's because I feel like you could almost look at the layer here. I don't know if... Yeah, okay, you can't. Sorting layers? I think this... Okay, here. You could maybe look at this. The tags and layers, and then sorting layers. Might help you there. If you're doing it all in 3D. So, which sounds like a lot, but... Yeah, do I know how to use sorting layers? No, not really. I haven't messed with it. But it says sorting, and if that's your issue, if your Z sorting is the problem. I don't know how I want to get you to be... Because you need to be on the object that has the collider. But I also want to... Yeah, because of this. This is feeding in the button information. But I feel like there was a reason that I did not put the collider on the top level thing. Although... This is just a... So, no, actually, wait a second. I could do... Could I? What are you, tag-wise? You're tagged as a button and on default layer. Because the real question is, can I just add like a trigger on the button here? Or is that going to cause issues? So if I just do like a box collider that is a trigger that is on top of everything. What? Why is the size 0? Why did you decide that was a good idea? What in the world are you even on about, Unity? Okay, we do half that size. This doesn't need to be lined up at all, but we're gonna try anyway. 2.5? Yes. No, because I want it to be the whole button and nothing but the button, so help me God. So 0.75. And then... Oh my goodness, do you have to lag every time I try to reconfigure things? Apparently. Yes, you do have to lag every time I try to reconfigure anything. Are you... That's so wild. Okay. And then I lied about it being where it was. Move it back up here. Okay. 2.5. It was fine where it was. So now I have this box collider around the whole button. Nothing but the button. So help me God. Then again, now that I've gotten a good chunk into the Bible, I don't know if I want God's help. God does not seem like a... I know God is supposed to be ever merciless or whatnot, but that's really not how it comes off in the Old Testament. Oh man, I'm forgetting the name of the two sons. It was Aaron's sons, Naphtali, I think, or something like that. It was like they offered fire to God, but it was unauthorized, so he burned them to death. It's just all of a sudden like, dang, dude. Okay. So that didn't do anything. But did it also break the things that I already have? It didn't. Good. Okay. Yeah, and I definitely need to get those like an actual animation so they fade in and out, but for now this works. When it does. It seems like there's a good amount of time where it doesn't do that. Yeah, and then hopefully this will make it a little clearer for somebody when they, like... I guess they have to kind of score a pair for it to say yes or no, but I'm pretty sure it scored it, even if it didn't say it. I don't know. Gosh dang it. Why are you having so many issues, you dumb? Also, so that did not break the buttons, but it also did not do the thing I wanted. So, kind of good, kind of not. You don't need... I was like, you don't need a thingamabob. Right? Do you? Do you need the physics? Rigid body? Do you need a rigid body to detect stuff? Don't use gravity. Freeze everything. The button should not be moving. Maybe? I don't know. Well, okay. As long as it's not doing gravity, it should just hang out. Right? And it is a trigger, so it shouldn't be bumping into anything either. Man, it always hits around 8 o'clock where I start locking in again. It's like, that's when I should be locking out and going to bed. You. Okay, we're still not. Hey, fixed it. Awesome. Apparently materials have a sorting priority property. Yeah. I think I've messed with that a little bit on something. I've got all sorts of random projects. As well, not only could you see all of these many links, but then I've got all sorts of many game jam projects and stuff too. Because I'm old, but I've kept myself busy, so. All sorts of random nonsense. And then, depending on how this project goes, it might end up on Steam before this does. No, I feel like in the next month or two, this should be in a very good, like, demoable kind of spot. I don't have to have it bounce off the thing. Okay. So, you're still not doing the hover. Despite the fact that there should be a... You're not disabling it or anything, right? So now you should have, there we go, an extra collider that is a trigger that has a rigid body even. That is not interfering with anything, luckily. And it's on here. So you should be... Now we do the debug. This. And say, are you or are you not, yes or no, doing the thing. And that thing is hovered. Or, you know, on pointer, enter, whatever. Hovered is a little shorter to type out. And then we're going to get rid of that debug log. I'm not going to have the world where I have just 6 billion debug log messages again. We're getting rid of them immediately after I make them. So now, the answer is dadgummit. That doesn't count? I thought I needed a collider and I needed... None of this counts as on pointer enter. Okay, well then, give me Unity on pointer enter again. Selectable on pointer enter? Public void on pointer enter pointer event data, which is what it has. And then it doesn't really say anything about what I need to do to make it actually handle that. Mono behavior and on pointer enter handler. Do you still have the on pointer enter handler? No, you don't. Aha. On pointer enter handler? I was gonna say, this said handler, right? Oh, I pointer enter handler. Because I am the pointer enter handler. Yes, most likely both of them. I'm not actually going to do anything with the on pointer exits right now, but okay. So now, did I need to do any of the stuff I just did? So if it just was missing the extra line of code there, then we go back to the prefab for the button and say that extra box I just made. Well, nope. Get rid of that. I'm assuming I will still need something like... I'm assuming that the child collider does not filter up to the parent. But I am wrong. I am very wrong. Ooh, it is. That's ugly AF, but that's a yellow 4. That's a... Yeah, okay, so I do need to actually translate the color there. And then you're supposed to fade out. But I don't have the on pointer exit doing anything. Okay, so all that stuff I just did, I can undo that stuff. Oh, well, that's nice. I was assuming there was going to need to be some kind of... Okay, so it was just a matter of I didn't have the code working, not that the collision was wrong. So now I need the exit. So, can't decide a good environment for a main menu. It depends on what you want to do with the main menu, or what kind of game you got going. Were you mentioning... Because you were mentioning repo. And I don't know repo, so... Choosing between desert and indoors. I think whatever works the best for repo. Well, and I know that's the kind of game design thing that you want to do, is figure out the core emotion of the game that you want to hit. Which I don't know that I've really figured out, like, the core... I put down something as, like, the core fantasy or the core emotion. But then you can use that as, like, your guidepost for, like... I mean, speaking of Bellatra, I think it's something that Bellatra does really well in terms of... They have, a quick, like, even skippable, just little animation to pull you into the game. But I think even that little bit does so much to, like, really say, okay, this is... like sucking you into this weird video poker world. So, because that's all it is. It's just this shader that does a swirl of cards and then the music kicks in. But I feel like it's so effective in saying, like, okay, this is gonna be weird video poker the world. The thing that The thing is, I don't really want to make a one-to-one copy of it, but in VR, have like a year of Unity experience. Well, and I was just going off of what you said, which is I'm doing a repo fan game. So to me, that says, oh, I'm doing repo exactly. Like, I mean, that's vaguely what I did with Line Rider here. That's vaguely what I did with Block Dude, is I made it look like the thing as much as possible. Even with my janky, like, art skills. And then here I even had it so that like, you have an option to swap to the 2D. I think I do it in this GIF. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like as close to the calculator game as possible, but that's just the fan game projects that I've done are ones where I was doing literally like, okay, can I get this as close to the thing as possible? Man, this is one that I got all of the I kind of got the engine working. I made a couple of levels and then just didn't fill it out with more. I think it just really helped me understand that I'm not, as much as I love puzzles, I'm not really a let's sit down and make puzzles kind of guy. Dang it. Yeah, I'm assuming the... Oh, that's a... That'd be a good one. I think I have, like, a Receive Blessing as one of the, the point rewards. But I don't have a command for Bless. Yeah, I think that's really what you would want, is to, like, be able to bless other people in the chat. Somebody new shows up, and then everybody can hit him with, like, blessings and good fortune. I haven't done the, like, stream avatars, allowance. Nobody's asked for allowance in stream avatars in, like, at least a year or so now. When the fluff and hack was I doing? I know ads are about to start. I don't think I really want to take an ad break when it's this close to me probably closing up shop here, but I need to translate the color. That feels like a thing that they should have, maybe? Because they have the... Okay, they have... Okay, so I have a Unity color 2-string. Do they have a version that is... It'd be useful if they have a version that lets you just translate it to... Yeah, okay, that's the 2-string. I feel like nobody's gonna be looking for that. I'm surprised the AI was able to pull up an accurate answer for that. Yeah, but that's try parse HTML string. So that, yeah, that is doing HTML. So that doesn't have like a... So I do have to go through and manually translate the colors. Boo, hiss, boo. How am I making the colors? The logo. Forgot there's no line things in Twitch, so I messed up the thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, to me, this says, yes, you're going very repo-esque, if you're gonna call it monkey. Monkey. You have shown me monkey. Monkey. Also, I see that it's ads, so I don't really have any thoughts about that, but... yeah, I did see that you're in ads, so... Not that you will even hear my response. And now I can talk all sorts of crap. Why? Why is that where my... I stand down. I didn't talk any crap. I was just thinking about talking crap. And they say it's the thought that counts. Dang it. I'm just thinking of the Neurosonic clips. It's just, I want to kiss Johnny. No, no, no. Okay, I'll just sit here and think about kissing Johnny. Johnny, where'd you go? Johnny, baby, where'd you go? And then Vettel's visceral reaction of like, no, 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 no. Can't you be normal for like 5 days? I need to figure out how to translate you into... So, this is how it's doing it. Of which... Oh, okay, so no, the color palette does not have the name, and the color manager does not have, like, the name of the colors. Yeah, it's just because the color... Okay. Shoot. So, the question is, how do I really translate that into... So this is just a translation issue, really, to say the name is something. How do I translate the name? Because this is not like suits. I mean, that's the thing, is that's kind of what this is it's the number and the suit, but the suit being a color. Well, that's the confusing thing, is if I do the color palette, it's like if I did different patterns or something, which then it would be more like suits and stuff too. Okay, it seems like ads are done. I don't know when they finish for everybody, but did I have any thoughts about this monkey logo? In terms of like, if you're gonna use this as the icon for the, when you open the project, I think this is great. I think if you, I don't see the word monkey on here though. Is the thing. I think this works great as an icon. I don't know if it works great as a logo, because it just doesn't have the text on there. But then again, you can see the logos that I've done, and I'm like, I don't think I've hit it out of the park on any of them. I like this one a lot, but I don't know if it's like, I like this one too. I think I did a good job on this, but it's just the fact that I used that generic background. And it was also that Chris Silkowski thing, that how to market a game, where he's like, oh yeah, indie games always do the like, just a block of, here's the words. Here I actually did stylize it, so I'm like, okay, this I think is actually good, but... it's a mix of repo and Gorilla Locomotion for Gorilla Tag. Okay. Oh, actually, wait a second. Is this... I don't actually see the monkey or gorilla part of this either. Or my 2 bits of feedback. Yeah, I think if you could put this text in with this logo, that'd be good. And then I think if you could make this more of a gorilla, if that's what you're aiming for. Or a monkey of some kind. Monkey, you have shown me monkey. Monkey. Yeah, for some reason YouTube has decided to give me all sorts of Rush E, which I'm not opposed to. But I'm like, that's from 4 years ago. But still, I missed all that. I missed some drama on Rush E. And it's given me some good renditions of the song. Just as Monkey is the name because it uses Gorilla Locomotion. Player is actually a robot. I don't like rigging models. Well, but I mean, if we're talking Gorilla Tag, that also does not rig models, does it? At least from what I've seen, that they're all just like parts of a gorilla floating around next to each other, right? Oh, I guess they do rig the arms a little bit. I guess it is rigged a little bit. Okay, but like Repo doesn't have any like rigging or anything either, right? Hard to tell. At least they could get away with not rigging anything, so. Gorilla Tag uses rigged models. I've made a fan game about it a long time ago called Monkey Vibes. I had to shut it down because I got PlayFab spammed, and the game code was all leaked. Interesting. I don't entirely know what PlayFab spammed what it means, but unless you're talking like the company that runs Gorilla Tag or something said, hey, you gotta take it down. 48 million. Gee whiz. Yeah, I feel like one day I'll use my VR headset a little more, but it just gets older and older and less useful, so. PlayFab is like a web that stores player ideas to ban them and stuff. So it's just people just trying to take down Monkey Vibes, I guess. Which I you know, if it's I don't know exactly how much like of a rip-off you were making it either. Like if you were trying to make it directly compete with, or if it was just, oh, I'm learning and I'm making a fan game kind of thing. Because that's the thing with like the fan games I've done, I was never that was never with the intent of money. That was just, oh, has anybody done Line Rider in VR? No? Okay, well, here's my attempt. Someone spams creates a lot of users to reach the player limit. Oh, okay. So making it so nobody can play the game, I'm assuming. It's like great. The memes. Monkey, you have shown me. Monkey. Monkey. That one's pretty old now at this point. Also, 4.3 with 69 reviews. Nice. All the memes. I'm like, it seems like it did pretty well for you. Even if this does look very much like a worse version of Gorilla Tag. At least because I don't see any other things that you do in this beyond run around. But I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, so. 69 reviews is crazy. Didn't know that. Well, it's like, I don't think I've looked at the analytics for any of my games in forever either, but I know my itch gets so much stuff that you really don't see a ton of movement on anything. Oh, yeah, it's because I keep linking, like, hey, go playtest the game. Oh, or it might have been the... No, that's from days ago. That might have been that playtest link. I don't know. But yeah, so many of these are just like a couple views here and there. Wow, that's still like a play a day for the idle dice roller? Wild. Some of these are like Hedgehog's Dilemma? Really? Why is anybody looking at that game? Who looked at Wooden Ninjas? That's so old and so... Lethal Lava. No, please don't. That game is nothing. It's so much nothing. Why would you do this? Somebody clicked on every single game I have. That's what happened. Who's looking at every single game on itch? Thank you, I guess, but who downloaded every single one of my games? A few times. Who's downloading every single one of my games? Weird. Weird. And then I immediately think it's some kind of nefarious thing, too. It's like... anytime I see weird stats, or anytime I see anything weird, it's like, oh, that's a bot. Oh, that's a problem. Even chat messages. It's just like, oh, that's... there's always that level of distrust. Even with somebody I met recently, it was like, oh, here, I have a Twitch Prime, I'll subscribe. But it was also a moment where I was doing absolutely nothing, and also late in the day, and they didn't say anything, they just hit the subscribe button, so that very much put up a lot of flags of like, what in the heck is this? So... also in the staff team, one of the members got hacked and started editing users too. That was after the shutdown. The hacker started editing users, yeah. Well, that sucks. Yeah, that's another... Not only have I never ever figured out multiplayer, like online multiplayer, but also I think I would be... Oh, this should probably be like a... if you hover over it for a while. Well, I don't know. What is the... This is getting more and more like I need to play Balatro and write down all the things that it does. You're also supposed to fade out? Wait. Oh, it's because it's doing the on. Wait. You just need to play the fade out animation. Because I don't need it to do any... The only reason I was doing this was so that it would get the information for the name and description, but I don't need to do that here. So it just needs to fade out. Had to censor out the N word and let me delete the user. See, now seeing how that's the message that you put right after that link, I'm a little hesitant to click that link. But also, well, and it's because it's one of those things of like, because I think if I went and clicked like, okay, I want you to look at this window, and then if I go click the link, it's probably not gonna pull it up in that window. It'll pull up in the other one just to annoy me and also show things I don't want to be shown. Which is one of the... Maybe I should do like a hide. I don't think I have a full like hide screen button. Although I probably could just go to one of these, like there. That's... the screen is hidden. But yeah, at this point I don't know if I want to see the what a hacker did to the game. Like I said, if only because you're saying, oh, it's not good. If it is bad, then... Oh, don't worry. Okay. I was like, DW, the character from Arthur? Who I've never actually seen the show or watched the show. Is that not an on-pointer exit? No. That doesn't count as an on-pointer exit. I do have... I was gonna say, I do have the on-pointer exit handler. So... the only things showing are just player IDs and a censored slur. But I understand if you're worried or something. Okay, yeah. Well, because you're mentioning you had to censor out a word. And then I'm like, well, I don't know if everything else was censored or not. So... yeah, okay, so then if I... Click that. Okay, it does pop it up on this screen instead. Okay. Oh, and that is not the zoom I wanted. Oh, okay, so this is a get hacked whoever, and then... Yeah, okay, so somebody putting a message in there even that says hot get hacked. We'll see if that ever happens to me. I hope not, but I don't think I've done a great job of... I think I've put a lot of personal information out there in terms of, like, you can find most of my name pretty easily. You could probably figure out where I live. Even within this stream conversation, I've given hints as to where I live. And I already showed my face earlier, too, when I was showing off pictures, so... Not that I use the Vtuber to, like, hide my identity or anything. Yeah, because that's... It just feels so difficult to me, because anytime I click on anything on my computer... Because even here, I'm like, it pops up with my face as a small little thing in the corner there. It's just like, oh, okay, well... I don't know how in the world you'd try to be anonymous, so... PlayFab shows players' IPs too, so it's bad if someone decides to abuse its power. Yeah. That's, like I said, multiplayer scares me for a lot of reasons. But one day I want to figure it out. I got close. I got so close with that one horror battle royale game. But I kept trusting. I was like, oh, Unity should be done with the multiplayer now, right? And this was back in like 2020 or something. And it's such a bummer. I got it working between my computer and my laptop, and then just couldn't get it working over a full network. It's also just hard to find people to test, too. It's like getting a bunch of people together to test a multiplayer game, so... Yeah, that's why you're making a moddable game, because you can't beat the hackers. Well, I think, like, mod sort of stuff is good as well, so... Yeah, Photon is the way to add multiplayer that I should try. Yes. Yeah, that's... Yeah, because I think they've continued to upgrade and update it. Yeah, I typically do a couple game jams a year. It's just I've gotten so deep into this project as like a main project. I've had a lot of fun with it, and I haven't lost interest in it yet, so I'm continuing with it. Yeah, it's getting close to like, okay, here's a good demo spot. And then I think at that point I might take a small break and do like a different small project or something, so. Yeah, and if you want to try it, the link is there. You can just play it. Like I said, I've had people tell me that it's fun. Yeah, it's not publicly available, but you can just click the link easily enough and then it'll take you to the page to try it. This hasn't been updated in a little bit, and these screenshots are woefully out of date. Yeah, it's just the tutorial. The tutorial is the one thing that needs a little more work to make sense of. Okay, so pointer, why you know... Unless you're continuing to play the fade out animation, because no, it should just be doing it the one time when it exits, right? It's not sitting there spamming the fade out animation, right? Okay, just give me a debug log, and that'll tell me whether it's continuing to exit. Well, okay, wait, there's no, like, looping in the animation or anything, right? I'd see it, though. That's the thing. Yeah, no looping. No looping, yeah. It's like it shouldn't, but, pointer exit. do I have a multiplayer game in mind? It would really just be fixing up Shank Your Friends. Yeah. I think that's, if I were to do multiplayer again, it would be just taking that multiplayer game I've already made and making that actually work. But did I have any other game ideas for multiplayer? No, you don't want to pull up my thing? Yeah, this one has the, just the list of game ideas, not all of the things. Yeah, were any of these multiplayer? I don't tend to think in multiplayer games much because I know it's hard to make and hard to... Oh, I guess I did have something like a marble game MMO, but I don't play MMOs enough and I don't play marble games enough. No, I mean, some of this is, but they're just like big multiplayer games. I didn't... Did I have the, like, write down an idea for the, like, because I think if I were to make, like, a multiplayer friend swap kind of thing, it'd be riding around in a limo. The only problem is I don't know exactly how you'd make that fun, necessarily, but... Yeah, okay, so what do you fluffing mean? Here. Pointer exit. Pointer exit. Animator go to state. State could not be found. Oh, did I put in the wrong... Fade out, fade in. I thought I was using fade out. Animator, play, fade out. Fade out is the thing. What do you mean? State could not be found. String. Invalid layer index. Fade out. Fade out. What? State could not be found. Animator.play string. Fade out. Fade out. Is there space or something in here? What is... That looks the same to me. Oh, okay, this is next steps for this. The player model, working the real-time... Working with real-time TTS? The text, something or other. Color selections, add a working menu, multiplayer, network, all the previous stuff, add enemies, items, and valuables. Yeah, going in order. Yeah, so getting menus where, yeah, okay, which you were saying you were running into bugs with stuff there too. Yeah, okay, there wasn't a lot that I had in here that was multiplayer related at all. Okay, I want to get this working, but it's also late and I should go to bed. Invalid layer index, but that might just be simply the fact that this said it can't find the state. But I don't understand what you mean. String state name. This is the animator for the button. This is the animator for the button. The button, not the tooltip. I'm such a goofy guy. Okay, that's... The button does not have a fade out animation. The tooltip has a fade out animation. That does not tell the tooltip to fade out. Okay, so this is, I guess, on exit. Well, okay, you know what? Can I just invoke on hover again? And then just, in this case, toggle the fade out and fade in animation. So that is the button hover, which is going to set the name no matter what. Okay, so... if the tooltip is active, then toggle it off. So if the tooltip set active, game object set active. No, get active. Active? Active. There we go. Are you or are you not active? This what? Active self. Okay. I was like, I know it's not active. There we go. So, love Pro Builder. I haven't messed with it. Like, all of my projects have been procedural nonsense of some kind. So I have not actually messed with the, like, here's how you build a level. Something that is probably, like, a skill I should work on at some point, but, like... yeah, because I also haven't done much for, like, 3D levels and stuff, too. This is just a sphere. This is just a guy standing on a plane next to another plane. Yeah, that's just cubes. That's just cubes. I guess this has a bit of a... but this is just this one pit here. Okay, that's all Game Maker anyway. And then this was Brainoid. This was somebody else went and made the game, essentially. Yeah, it's because I do a lot of game jams too, so you don't really get much of an opportunity to, like, okay, I'm gonna make these really big levels, at least if you're just by yourself doing a thing. Which I tend to be just by myself doing a thing. Do I need to set the name every single time? No, I don't. So, we'll just do that. And then here, else. Yeah, so we'll just toggle this. And then do a fade out. I do have a fade out. Cool. Okay, there we go. I finally rubbed some brain cells together to realize that I was inside of the button, trying to fade the button out instead of inside the tooltip. Although I guess that's not how brain cells work at all, is it? You don't actually rub them together. But I think it's supposed to be insinuating that you're sparking the brain cells. Oh, bugger off with this. Oh, description is still showing up as a thing. Tooltip. Description text. There we go, get rid of that. There we go. But now... if it's active, make it active. If it's not active, make it not active. How about the other way around? So yeah, I could either... it's probably the better idea to do that. If it's active, fade it out. If it's inactive, make it active. There we go. That would work a little better, wouldn't it? I rubbed the brain cells together just to realize the problem, but not actually solve it correctly. Or not. Is that not... that's not it either? On pointer enter. If the tooltip is oh. That doesn't, that's not actually toggling. That's not actually changing. The tooltip, I actually do say on the tooltip whether it is active or not, right? No. Bummer. Okay, so let's just add a bool that is show tooltip. Show tooltip. And then the fade in is going to be show tooltip bugger off true. And then when it fades out, it's going to be false. And then here, get the show tooltip. I lied. Return a bool, and that is ret run show tooltip. Okay. Now, over here, I can say tooltip show tooltip. So if it is visible, something like that. Wait, how do I want to say that exactly? This feels more like I should just say active. So active. And then is active. Active. I don't know if this is like a keyword that Unity's gonna get mad at me about, but okay, there. So now I just say whether it is active or not. You're supposed to be false. I'm glad I caught that. There we go. So when you fade it in, it is active. When you fade it out, it is not active. You return active, then the game manager here is looking at is active. Actually, that's it's a method. Okay, so now if the tooltip is active, then fade out the tooltip. When you hover and it is active, then fade it out when you hover and it is not active. Okay, well, hopefully, I guess kind of sort of maybe we'll see. Right when the ad hits. Can I show that it is or is not working? Yes or no, right when the ad hits. Hey, there we go. Okay. That fades in, fades out. Yay, right before the ad hits. Now I need to actually make the color make sense. But and then I don't know if I want to shrink the tooltip or also a lot of this I don't necessarily need it to pop up. And that's where I feel like I'm gonna want to play Balatro just to see if every time you hover over a card if it pops up, because it feels obnoxious to have it like this. But it also feels useful, so player model plus explained. No way, no way. Also, I was gonna say, the Twitch was not happy about that. Hand colliders are the polygonal spheres. The collider is just a sphere collider. Oh, a sphere, not a capsule. This trash can's looking very like capsule. Spiky hands are hidden during normal gameplay, but show up. You hold or grab something. Why is all of that political there? Yeah, I can see that it is in ads. So. Okay, then how do I want to translate these colors? And also, it's 8:45. I should just call it quits. I just wanted to. It's just, it's always so close, and it's like, no, that's an opportunity to some other time. Okay, so when the ads finish, we'll go find somebody to raid, maybe? Is there enough people to do that with? Oh, and then now it's muted. Yeah, okay, there might be a Pagorli and somebody else, so... Yeah, that's like I could try. Somebody... Wait, I was gonna say, this is, Freya Holmeyer, maybe? Is it? No, all the game devs I know are doing, like, big things. With, I'm busy with other people here. There's that man Robin doing some stuff. Who visited me recently? So we might go over there. Once the ad ends. Yeah, okay, I do need to translate the color, but that's not an easy task. And that's the button is feeding its information for its name. So I was naming the button. Yeah, that's what I was naming the button. Yeah, it's not an easy way to do that either because of... Yeah, it's not a super easy way to name it because the color is going to change. So I could do it like based on suit or something, but... Okay, but yeah, I was reading the hands are polygonal spheres. The collider is just a sphere collider. Oh, the collider. You're talking the main body? Because this looks like it would be a capsule collider, but... And then the spiky hands are hidden during normal gameplay, but show up when you hold or grab something. Was there a reason for the... Oh, because this is repo. These are pointy hands. I'm thinking it's the sphere collider there, but it might be the point on the end there. And then the reason the hands use a sphere collider is because you walk with your hands. Instead of using a joystick, you swing your arms and just kind of push yourself forward. Yeah. I do think it is a good combination of games to be doing the physics-based gameplay of Repo with Gorilla Tag. So. Also, I am calling it quits and going to bed here, so if you want to, I guess you did say 1 sec, so. Yeah, I don't have the, I never did figure out the, like, draw on stream thing. That would be nice to figure out. What time is it there? It is, I was gonna say, it does show up on my desktop there. But almost 9 o'clock Eastern. is where I'm at. I'm assuming it's 2 in the morning where you're at. That is most of my audience. But I don't know. But I am kind of calling it quits and ready to go. Yeah, okay, 3 a.m. Yep. It's always the middle of the night European audience. I don't know why I appeal to people late at night. Either that or that's the only people available. I do realize this is not a great time to stream, but it's the only time I got. And also, if you are down for a raid... Yeah, okay, so if I click off of this for just a minute or two, it kills it, don't it? But I needed to look at this for a second. Or rather, I was thinking we go raid as somebody, and it was gonna have to be Batman and Robin. Oh, it was at 3, unless Pagorli disappeared. Okay, yeah, no, it is at 3. So, I'll be back tomorrow, usual time with the usual thing. 6 p.m. Eastern with, what am I listening to? I'm like, wait a second. No, 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 no. SoundCloud. I'm like, I'm enjoying this really slow jazzy thing, and then realizing, wait a second. You went and played stuff that, gosh dang it. And then it's going to ping me with the like, oh, God balls. I made sure that I didn't hit it last time. No, stop playing this dumb dad blasted mother flipping song. It doesn't matter. I'm calling it quits and going to bed anyway, because it's nearly 3 p.m. in Spain. 3 a.m. in Spain. There we go. Okay. Let's go raid over here. I will be back at 6 p.m. Eastern. My usual time with my usual thing, because I got all sorts of bugs to finish with the game, because I just keep adding bugs instead of finishing anything. Well, maybe I could go collab over here. I haven't done any of the collab things. Okay, I'll click one last link. Okay, so there is a capsule here. And a collab. Oh, a cone? Oh, yeah, because if that is your hands, then you do want that to be. Okay. Okay, see how I'm yawning. I gotta sleep. I gotta go to bed. We're gonna go raid over here. And I'll be back tomorrow. 6 p.m. Eastern, like usual.
Parameters and stuff, and you can randomize the material and stuff from substance.
And then we'll see what they're working on over here. I don't know if this is working with the artist or not, or if this is something else, but like I said, I'm gonna take off, so bye-bye, good night, thanks for stopping by, good luck, have fun sleeping, bye. Yeah, then we also hit the end stream button.